Hello, Internet, and welcome to episode 2 of Free-to-Play Police. I'm Mike Byrne, aka Magic Man. On the line is my MMORPG free-to-play cohort, Jason Winter, and we got some suggestions. People wanted us to take a look at a few things off of the first episode. Thank you for the great feedback. Tell your friends, get them to watch the show. People wanted us to look at some Blade and Soul items and things like that, and we were kind of digging into what we should do for episode 2, and then this came across the wire, Jason.
But why are we talking about this? It's not even a free-to-play game.
Yeah, it's not a free-to-play.
Well, actually, it is now, but in like 12 days it won't be.
Well, what a mess.
Because early access didn't pay for it.
I don't know if Daybreak Games should be taken to free-to-play jail or taken behind the shed and shot. This is unbelievable to me on many different levels. Now, we're talking about H1Z1, and if you don't know, Daybreak Games just released a presser announcing that H1Z1, while going to be a free-to-play game when it launched, but still you had to pay an early access fee to get in right now, that game is now being split into 2 games. Wow.
Yeah.
H1Z1 King of the Hill.
King of the Kill,
I apologize, and H1Z1 Just Survive, basically being split into the Battle Royale and then the survival portion of the game along those lines. And there's all kinds of fun stuff about, what happens with items and what happens with Steam and everything, because this takes place on the 17th. But that's not why we're talking about it, Jason.
we're talking about it just because it just goes against what they've been saying, pretty much from day one when they had this game. It's early access now, but it's going to be free to play when it comes out. We're going to do it free to play. And of course, just the notion there's going to be one game. Maybe makes sense to split it into 2, but just we're going back and forth. We're almost calling it like a bait and switch.
Yeah.
But they just went on for so long about how it's going to be free to play, and now it's just not.
Yep, and it's buried too. In the original press release, so when the 2 new games come out, first off, they're going to be in early access still, despite the fact that this game has been in early access for over a year already. King of the Kill is supposed to move to a launch mid this year, so that they can also release on the Xbox 3 or the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. So Just Survive, H1Z1 Just Survive, is still forecasted to remain in early access throughout the rest of this year. Both games are getting their own development teams. Now, whether that's bigger teams or just a division of the current team, we really don't have those details yet. And I'm not even here to argue that charging $19.99, yes, that's the price, for each for early access. I'm not even arguing that a buy-to-play experience might be better for this particular game.
Yeah.
The Reddit is even split on that as far as, this is going to be great for the game that they did it. My thing is, it's been advertised as free-to-play for well over a year now, and that's just in the early access period, not the pre-early access stuff that we had.
Well, they said it was going to be free to play from the moment they announced it.
Yep. And now it's not. And not only was the free-to-play portion not in the presser, they sent out all the information to all the media outlets, including us, and it wasn't in there. It's in their FAQ, but it's buried, Jason. I'm sorry, there's no way around this. That was the number one question everybody wanted to know, and you literally have to go to the second to last question. They didn't put it at the bottom because that would be too easy to see. It was the second to last question. Will H1Z1 Just Survive and H1Z1 King of the Hill become free-to-play games after they come out of early access? And the answer is, at this time, we do not have any plans to make either H1Z1 Just Survive or H1Z1 King of the Kill free-to-play titles. Just totally, no, by the way, we don't have any plans to do that. And even that's a waffle.
At this time. Because, we might, so, keep us in mind if you're covering free-to-play games, but at this time, we don't have any plans. But maybe.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying it's not the best decision for the game, but
get into it a little more and don't just try to hide it. Don't look so suspicious.
Yeah, and over a year it's been free to play. Yeah, you have to pay now, and we've said it because people ask why we cover it. Because it's $19.99 for early access. Why are you covering a game on MMOBomb that isn't free to play? Because it's going to be free to play at launch. There's some serious problems right now at Daybreak, I think.
Yeah, and they're not doing themselves any favors by like I said, by hiding this, by keeping it on the down low as much as possible. They've been quiet, really quiet for about a year now. and that's okay. You know, we kind of thought they were overdoing it with the press releases and everything, but to have this be like the first major news of H1Z1, and then to just kind of shove this part of it under the carpet, just comes across as seeming so shady and just so dishonest almost.
Now, if you already own the early access, the good news is that you're going to get both of these games on the 17th. They're even running a marketing campaign that between now and the 17th, you can get the early access for $14.99, and on the 17th, you'll get both games. After that, they're charging $20 for each of these games. They're taking...
And they're both still unfinished.
Yes! They're taking one big unfinished game that still has problems in survival, that still has problems in Battle Royale, that still has major problems, and fine, you're under the early access banner, so I can't beat you up too much for those, but you've been there for a while, and there's long-standing problems. But you're taking one game that isn't finished, breaking it into two, and then charging the full retail price for each of them again. And oh, by the way, if you're waiting for free-to-play, we're not going to do that anymore. What a PR nightmare!
So my question now is, how much is EverQuest Next going to cost when it comes out?
I'm still sticking with EverQuest Next being vaporware at this point. I haven't had one thing since I said that a year ago to you on a free-to-play cast, and you thought I was being silly, that's made me think otherwise yet. And this certainly doesn't help.
No, they're not in good shape, and they need something to make it. Just give us some notion of reassurance that they still give a damn.
Unbelievable. What do you think Smed's thinking?
Well, how much of this is Smed's fault? But that's the other question entirely.
What a mess. Daybreak Game Company and H1Z1, we're taking you to jail, and there's no bail here.
Well, there's bail. There is bail, but it's $20 for both times it comes out.
What a mess. What a mess. Huge PR thumbs down to this team. This is a terrible decision, even if ultimately the decision is better for both games. Honestly, if I'm telling my truth, I think they're only doing this because they want to get King of the Kill so badly onto the consoles. Because that Battle Royale is the main game feature anymore, even though it was originally launched as survival. And you can't do that in an early access. So we need to split this away, finish it, and get that console money. I hate to be pessimistic about that, but that's the only thing I can see here.
Probably.
Ugh. Take him out back and shoot him. Jason, until next time, where can people follow you?
Follow me on Twitter at WinterInformal, and of course all the wonderful writing I do on MMOBomb.com.
I'm Mike Byrne, aka Magic Man. You can follow me on Twitter at MagicMan1, MAGICKMANN1, or come on over to MMOBomb.com. Let us know what you think of the H1Z1. Not so free to play anymore, but don't tell anybody. In the comments below, and let us know what we should investigate next time on the Free to Play Police.